So what's been happening with our cherry tomatoes?
They're doing okay. They don't really care for the heat either.
What's with all the dry leaves?
That's from burn from the sun. That's what it does. They get sunburned.
It really, I mean, it was past 6 and the sun was still really bright.
So, you know, the only thing that really likes the weather is our eggplant, although it's kind of putting along. This is the first year we've grown eggplant. At least we got 2. We may get more. Our cucumbers, we replanted them. There's a survivor right there. This is a sole survivor. The cucumbers we got, why it's not producing yet, it sure has said, I'm not going to die, no one's going to kill me.
So what happened with the herbs down there? I noticed that they started disappearing.
The cabbage loopers got to them.
So the basil's gone?
And then the sun. The cabbage loopers, the sun, and then it got mites, and so it's a combination of those. So basically the basil downstairs is gone.
The basil's
Except
gone?
we got one more basil. One plant and the pepper plant is a
maybe
survivor.
We can transplant a bit so it
Yeah.
takes again.
So
the mint is almost gone too. So you caught that, well, the worm just in time.
got one of them, yeah. It's coming back. If you see the little green growth, you can tell. I mean, they're pretty vigorous plants. So we'll probably just leave them there for next year.
The lemon balm is also trying to recover.
Let them grow. As you can see, the parsley does not like the heat at all. That's why it just slows down, and it just says, I don't care, I'm not going to grow anymore.
And yeah, whatever it was eating, it's also eating your comfrey.
Yeah, which I was surprised they usually don't have any. There's a worm I found on it that it killed.
Yeah, and I also, in the morning, I caught a cabbage looper in the, whatchamacallit? In the sunflowers.
Yeah.
So yeah, look. Devastating. But it's recovering. See, more leaves. And the strawberries, so far, they're doing okay.
Yeah.
Did you pick the fruit from here, or?
Yes, I did. I ate it. It was good.
That's good. So we have some background music from someone that has a party. So, anyways, and then the eggplant, still the same size. I mean, no, it grew a little, I think. Let me see. Yeah, it's almost a whole.
This year. So, but it's still pretty early. I mean, they're going to go until probably September, or actually until October, and then they'll start to slow down. So hopefully in the next couple of months, they'll start going crazy, and then we can start having.
And the trellis has been shared by the 100 sweet tomatoes, which we're still having.
Yeah, it's kind of a monster. Which is why we're going to grow it where the tomatillo is, so that it can be another monster.
Where the tomatillo is?
Yeah, that's where we're going to grow.
Well, unfortunately our tomatillo didn't make it. It was too hot and plus the bending. So next year we're going to grow the sweet 100 where the tomatillo is right now.
Yeah.
And we're also going to try to grow the romas again.
Yes. And then here I was going to plant some an actual purple.
Oh, a real
purple.
indigo rose.
Yeah, a real indigo rose but it's a big purple tomato. So that will grow right here. There won't be any 2 tomatoes. There'll just be 1 tomato here. And that's it.
So you're not going to try the Sonic Glove again, right?
No. When we get land, we just don't have the room.
Yeah. Guess for the amount it produced, it's not worth it.
I don't think it got enough sun, and I think it got pretty bad with the mites attacked it.
So that's for our plants right now here. So it's July the 14th, and that's how the garden is doing. It got attacked pretty bad. Almost every day we're getting cabbage loopers. Sorry, they're just passing to better life somewhere.
And I can't, normally I would use the BT, but the BT, when it's got high temperatures like this, unfortunately it's not very effective. The bacteria just kind of gets burned off. So on a positive note, our lime trees have done really well this year, where they're not producing fruit, but they are growing, which is very different in the last, 3 years?
Yes.
So they're finally growing, and maybe next year we'll get quite a bit of fruit. The biggest one is, the most, would you say what?
So as you can see, the one with the most significant growth so far, it's been the lime tree. This wasn't growing at all. It was about this tall, and it stayed like that for 2 years?
Yeah.
And it produced a little bit of flowers, and then they fell. A little bit of flowers, and then they fell. But
and
nothing.
This was the first year that it actually flowered twice, which has never happened. And
it's recovering at least.
It seems to really like the sea minerals and the fish emulsions that we've been giving it.
And maybe the comfrey also helped, right? Because we have it on there.
Yeah, I think the comfrey does help a lot.
And whatever was eating it stopped too, because it was pretty munched. Or
Yes.
it moved to the other company.
I think it... And I've been... With comfrey, I noticed that they said that it's pretty prolific. Not that I've experienced. It actually needs to be babied, I think, for the first year or so until the root system can get really deep down in the soil. Maybe places where there's more water, or it rains more, maybe it's prolific then, because it is from England, in that part of Europe, and it does get a lot more moisture.
Yeah,
so maybe it's a lot more prolific during that.
Here it's nothing like in England, the weather. Nothing.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
So, and I've had to water it quite often. Like I said, I don't think the root system has gotten down. So what I've been doing is deep watering it, so that hopefully next year we won't even have to worry about it. It'll just be so deep into the soil and spread out that we won't have to water as much. But on the positive note, this has been a lot more drought tolerant.
Which is the Mexican dwarf lemon tree.
Lemon tree. So this is a semi-dwarf.
Is it a lemon tree or a lime tree?
Lime. Sorry.
Yeah, lime.
Mexican semi-dwarf lime.
Yeah. So for you guys that don't know, in Spanish and in English the names are inverted. Whatever. If it's a lime, it's a limón, and if it's a lemon, it's a lima. So yeah. Husband and I had that discussion a couple of years ago because we were like, what? No, that's wrong. And nope, they're inverted. Surprisingly and ironically, and it totally makes no sense, but yes. So when they say limones in Spanish, it's a lime, and when they say limas in Spanish, it's a lemon. And that's it for this tree.